Today, Van Gogh graces the walls of restaurants that would not serve him, the offices of doctors who would have committed him to mental institutions, and the offices of lawyers who would have imprisoned him. Quote, Eduardo Galeano. Vincent van Gogh is a figure whose art can impact even those who are farthest from the world of art. Interestingly, Van Gogh decided to become a painter at the age of 27 and died at 37. In this brief 10-year art career, his works were so impressive they could astonish us. While many people know him for his mental illness, cutting off his ear, and controversial suicide, Van Gogh's true focus was more on his art than his personal life. He initially tried different professions, attempted to work as an art dealer but failed, and wanted to be a preacher but was unsuccessful. Finally, he decided to become a painter, with the greatest support coming from his brother Theo. Theo discussed, critiqued, and offered advice on Van Gogh's art. They corresponded for a long time, and Theo's advice significantly influenced Van Gogh's art. Theo suggested that Van Gogh use more vibrant colors instead of dark tones. Following this advice, Van Gogh began creating more colorful and lively paintings, leading to a reform in his art. He especially loved yellow and blue colors, often using shades of yellow in many of his works to depict places, skies, and even human skin. Additionally, he enjoyed the contrast between yellow and blue, often using these two colors together. Wheat fields play a significant role in Van Gogh's works. He loved nature and believed that wheat fields, like us who live on bread, are part of a life cycle. Wheat grows, ripens, and is then harvested. This cycle became an important theme in Van Gogh's art. He also used the impasto technique, where brush strokes are thick and visibly distinct. Another example of Van Gogh's passion for yellow is his series of sunflowers. Yellow represents energy and joy of life. However, Van Gogh's use of red is also notable. Red is often associated with danger and tension. In his work, The Night Café, the contrast between red and green creates a tense atmosphere. This piece depicts how a cafe can drive someone mad and is also unusual in terms of perspective. Van Gogh was also influenced by Japanese art. The use of color and perspective preferences in Japanese art can be seen in Van Gogh's works. For example, in The Bedroom, a flat perspective is used without shading. Van Gogh loved manipulating colors as much as he loved colors themselves. He frequently used complementary colors to create contrasts in his works. Mental illness did not directly affect Van Gogh's art. On the contrary, creating art was beneficial for him. During his time in the asylum, he showed great productivity, producing nearly 150 works in about a year. His painting, Starry Night, was inspired by the view from his window in the asylum, but the sky, moon, and stars are depicted on a grand scale. It is interesting to examine how Van Gogh represented the sky in this piece. The letters Van Gogh wrote throughout his life offer much insight into his art. His brother Theo carefully preserved these letters, which greatly contributed to the recognition of Van Gogh's works. Theo's preservation of these letters allowed us to gain information about Van Gogh. Shortly after Van Gogh's death, Theo also passed away, but the letters he preserved continued to be an important source of information about Van Gogh's art and personal life. In conclusion, understanding Van Gogh's art and personal life is greatly facilitated by his letters and works. Van Gogh's art helped him deal with his mental illness rather than the illness directly affecting his art. The healing power of art allowed him to express himself despite all his struggles.